This recording is to save my learning on Scala and SBT. These are the main steps that I have covered. The first step was to download the Scala IDE. Now I already have JDK installed on my system. Here I have the JDK and the JHari 1.8.0_102. After downloading Java, I had set up the Java home environment variable and also added this to path. Now this is a prerequisite but not directly related to downloading of Scala IDE. You can download Scala IDE and then you can download JDK, but it's always better to do this as the first step. Now I am not covering how to download Java. This is readily available from other websites. What we are going to do is, this is the page for Scala IDE and we can download using this option. Now this detects that the system that this is running on is 64-bit, so it is giving options for IDE Windows 64-bit. Once I click this, it will start downloading as a zip file. Now I already have that, so we will not go into these steps. You can see it's downloaded here. Once this is downloaded, we need to unzip this. Now I am using 7-zip. I have already extracted this and kept it here. Once this is unzipped, you can click on eclipse.exe and this will launch Scala IDE, which looks something like this. Now there are two options to create projects. The first is, you can see Scala Hello. This is the project that I have created using Scala project option. The other option is using SBT. Just like we have Maven for Java projects, we have SBT for Scala projects. At this point I am not sure if we have a good integration of SBT with Scala IDE. That is why I am going to run SBT commands from command line. Now we have downloaded Java and set the Java home path. We have also downloaded Scala IDE and we have unzipped it. The third step is to download SBT. The current stable version of SBT is 1.0, but the time when I made this tutorial, I downloaded it to my system. I was using Scala 0.13 or something. Okay, you can see I have SBT 0.13.13.zip. Now there are two installers for Windows available, MSI and Zip. I always prefer to go with the Zip option or the GZ option. The reason being, you are in pretty much control about the environment variables that you set up, and um, this approach can be used on Linux as well. So I downloaded this, it has downloaded here. I have unzipped it here. Nothing fancy, no changes. The next step that we did was we set the SBT home variable. After doing this, we have added SBT home to path. Now the SBT command is available for us to use on the console. To work with SBT, we first need to go to the folder where we'll be creating our project. First, what we need to do is we need to create a folder of the project. Let's say SBT sample. After we have created the project, we cd into the folder. Now there are some standard script tools available. You can use them. If you don't want, not an issue. The steps are very simple actually. We are going to use these commands. This will create a directory. In fact, it will create multiple directories. It will create src main and test, inside main Java resources and Scala, inside test Java resources and Scala. The other two folders that we need to be created is project and target. Once you have done all this, we need to create a file called build.sbt. Now you can see we are using a simple echo to achieve this. We will change the name of project to SBT sample. This needs to be in double quotes. The value part in SBT will always be in double quotes as far as I have seen. Then we need to specify the version, and then we need to specify the Scala version. Now Scala has 2.10.x versions. In my system you can see. Now after we have downloaded SBT. We have actually not used any commands of SBT. Let me just give you an example of this. Okay, where are we? We are in SBT launcher. Fair enough. Let's go to user home. Now we are in our home page. Let's do SBT about. This actually fetches the version information about SBT. You can see it is telling that this is SBT 0.13.13 and it is built against Scala 2.10.6, and it uses IV. We know IV, just like Maven, downloads all the necessary jar files and keeps it into. Okay, this is for Maven. Maven creates a folder called repository and it has all the jars here. We will look into IV. IV keeps also all these jars here. We also have a folder for SBT. The thing is, if you provide a different Scala version, some files would need to be downloaded. In the code that I have written, I have used Scala version 2.11.7, so we'll go with this, and then we redirect the output. If you see this operator greater than is the redirect operator. So what we have done is, through echo we have generated some content, and through this operator we are piping the content to build.sbt. Fair enough. So you can see we have build.sbt file and we have 4 folders created. Now what we are gonna do is, we are going to create a very simple class called hello.scala in this package. So we'll go to source main Scala. We'll again use the echo command. Now you will notice two things here. In Java the syntax was class so and so extends something. In Scala the class which will run goes by the nomenclature object and it has to extends app. There are variations of this, we will see this later, but for now understand it has to be object and it should extends app. And then this method, this is a method in Scala, everything is a method in Scala, this will be executed. Also you can see that package foo.bar.bars. Now the packages in Scala are different from packages in Java. This does not need to match actual directory structure. I'm still to learn more about this, but this is it for now. The package definition does not need to match the exact directory structure. Once we have done all this, we created folders, we created build.sbt, we have created a class as well. Now we will package, we will need to compile. So how do we compile this? We'll type SBT, we'll say compile. Okay, it was success. Now you can face some issues when working with SBT. The first issue could be proxy settings. Now I have not faced proxy settings because this is my laptop, but I came across this page. This defines how to set proxies. You basically would be updating a file. Now this page has multiple answers to this. The option that I would prefer is editing the sbt config.txt. This file, where does this file live? This file sits in con. This is the file. Currently this does not have much options. It has some options related to maximum memory, log format and stuff, but what we can do is we can edit this file and provide the http proxy host, proxy port and stuff. You will need to provide different values for http and https. Make sure what kind of repository are you connecting to and accordingly provide values to both. Okay, so we have compiled our code. We can test this. We can do sbt run. You can see hello world got printed on the console. The last step, SBT package. This will create a jar file for us. Battery is very low. I'll wrap this up quickly. You can see the jar has been created inside target Scala 2.11 by these names sbt underscore sample 2.11 underscore 1.0.jar. Some additional points that I wanted to cover. Okay. Now, how do you open this project that you just created in Eclipse? You need to go to the type safe hub GitHub URL. And copy this line, add SBT plugin, this, and you need to create a file called plugins.sbt inside your SBT folder, which is okay. This file lives in user home. C drive, users, del.sbt, plugins. Okay, this folder did not exist previously. Plugins, I have created this. Once I created this file, and inside this file I have pasted this content. Once I did this, I had additional task available here, which is called SBT Eclipse. Now when I run this, it will generate the files necessary for a folder to be recognized as an Eclipse project. What are these files? Class path and project. You can see they are created just now. Now we can import these projects into our Scala IDE. You can see SBT sample is imported, and you can run this. Okay, more on this some point later, because I'm still to do this activity. Fair enough. Okay, we will stop here for now. Thank you.